Hello and good evening. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. My name is Solomon Izang Ashams. Wherever you are, you're joining us tonight. I just want to say thank you. I got a new microphone just to be able to see how I can improve the quality of the sound. So wherever you are, please, if you can hear me, just say yes. I can hear you from Johannesburg. I can hear you from the USA. I can hear you from Japan. Please comment so I know that you can hear me and you have you can hear me very well. So please, I want to see your comment. Comment that yes, you can hear me from Swaziland. You can hear me from Kenya. You can hear me from Nigeria. Wherever you can hear me from, just let me know. And just tell me loud and clear in Philadelphia. Yes, Pretoria is Pretoria. I see you there, Matela. You can hear me from Pretoria. Yes, Opola from Johannesburg. Kelvin, all the way from Cape Town. I see you, Emma, from Namibia. From Zanin, Brian. Oh, Aten Kosi, all the way from the UK. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Hey, my dog is here. I'm trying to get my dog off the way. Fully, can you go down, please? Thank you, guys. Thank you so much from Cape Town, from the West Rand, Kakiso, Kempton Park. Ambrose from Nigeria. We have Samuel from Zambia, from Germany. We have lots and lots of people, you know. Yes, you can hear me all the way from Limpopo. Davidson is also here. Cosmos City here in Johannesburg. You can hear me. Sarah from UAE. Raimondo from Germany. Malawi, we have Chifondo. And Benji is here from Costa. Ezine, all the way from the USA, Italy. Test and yes, I can hear you guys. So thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. Tonight, I'm not going to take much of your time. We're going to cut straight to the chase because tonight is all about investigative reporting and also looking at scriptures, just one scripture. We all know that false prophet Shepherd Bushiri has been in prison for over 10 days right now. Today, he appeared in court where the judge reserved judgment until Wednesday, where they're going to be able to give the verdict if he's going to be on bail or not. And remember, all this is a case of fraud, money laundering that came from 102 million South African rand money that was invested into his investment company, MCS, which the investors didn't get any sort of dividend or didn't get any sort of profit from their investment. So tonight I have two people who have invested their money, and not just invested their money, they are also a network of other people that have invested their money that I'm going to be speaking to. And unfortunately, I would have to keep their identity hidden. So we're going to use names, just exclusive names for them. And they have presented to me evidences that I'm convinced that indeed they have paid money into this account. Not just them, but they are also a part of a group of people who have paid millions of money into this account all the way from the Mpumalanga province. So the people I'm interviewing tonight, they're from the Mpumalanga province, which is a province in South Africa. If you are not South African, where you know the Kruger National Park is, that's where they are. They were members. Some of them are still members of the church, but they invested money, but never got any sort of reward from the money that they invested. So tonight I'm going to be speaking to them, and I hope that they are available to speak to me. Hello, guys. Hello, Ray. Hello, Lola.
Hello.
Hello, Lola.
Hello.
Yes. Hello, Ray. You are there, right? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me tonight. Tonight we're talking about the case of money. Bushiri stole our money. Obviously, I created this because you giving money. Some of you guys, it's been 3-4 years now. You haven't seen the money. Now, to tell the audience, here are some of the proofs. If you can see it very well, here are some of the proofs. This person paid 100,000 rand, you know, and this was in 2017. And this was the proof of payment to Bushiri's company, as you can see there, MCS. This is also another proof of payment right here. If you can see it very well, I think this was for another 100 and another 50,000. This is documentation that was received, notification of payment. Yes, this is a notification of payment that the money was paid in. This is another proof of payment, 150,000 rand that went straight. As you can see, the logo up there, that is the business, that's the company that Bushiri runs, MCS. And then we also have you know, proofs of all these are proofs. This is a list of so many people. I'm sure you're not gonna see. I have to hide this because I don't want you to see the phone numbers and call the people. But this is a list, so I'm gonna take it off. And this is another list of many people that were involved. So I'm gonna take it off. So we're talking about quite a lot of money. Ray, let's start with you since your network is not so doing so well. Tell me about how you got into a place where you actually invested money into this business investment company.
You got lost. You said how I got into a place where I do what?
How did you get to
Hello?
the place where you, yes, how did you invest money into this business?
Okay, we were introduced by the local pastor. He was a pastor in Nelspruit. He told us about the investment opportunities through MCS, where you invest and you get paid. You will get your payments. There were about 2 or 3 options. Are you still with me?
Yes, I'm still with you.
Hello?
So you are a member of the church then? You were a member of the church?
Yeah, I was fellowshipping then.
Okay, continue.
Yes. Yes, so we introduced to those opportunities. There were 2 options that I remember well. One, they call it 100%. The other one was 50%. Then we made the investment. I made in 2 options. One for the 100%, then the other one, the 2 for the 50%.
How much did you invest, and what does 100% mean?
Sorry?
How much did you invest, and what does 100% and 50% mean?
I invested in trenches where the 50% yeah, I remember what I remember. The first one was 15,000, where the 100% was to be 100 and how much thousand? It's yeah. I'm with my wife here. We were co-investors.
Okay.
Are you still there, sir?
Yes, I'm still here.
So the other one, they were said it will be
50%, and you get it 6 times.
Yeah, it was like
you
6 times the amount that you invested. So it was taking me to 170 to 200.
Okay.
Thousand. Then
Okay.
the other tranche of 15,000, it was taking us to 200, close to 300,000. So we invested. Then the time came. The period elapsed the way we were told that we are investing.
Okay.
So much
which year did you invest, and what was the period that you were supposed to get your money back, your 100%?
I remember it was mid 2017. I was supposed to get the first one around October, November. Then
Okay.
the next one I was supposed to get it around March, April 2018.
Okay.
So in both instances, we were told that there are challenges from MCS. They are still busy processing our payments. There are challenges. There are challenges with SARS. They are sorting out the SARS matter.
Okay.
That's what we have been told. Then came a time when the local pastor was taken to head office in Pretoria, but we are assured that he's still within. We'll get our money. Then we started We started identifying ourselves amongst most investors. We had meetings. We organized ourselves. We had meetings up to a stage where we reported the matter to head office Pretoria. A meeting was arranged where we met. We went there. We met Prophet Bushiri. We indicated to him because we constituted ourselves into a committee. I was one of the committee members.
Okay. So you went there, the committee members, and you had an audience with Bushiri. You sat down with him.
To start with, we met with a representative from the head office of the church.
Okay.
It was some pastors and an apostle Nkomo. We met them. They apologized that this matter came to this stage. They were not aware of it. Now that they are aware, they are taking it. The head office is taking it upon itself to ensure that we get paid. Then they arranged a meeting where we went to meet the prophet. We met him. He told us
that's Bushiri himself.
Yes.
Then
he told us that he got the report. It's not only Nelspruit, many branches, Limpopo, those that I remember is Limpopo, some in Eastern Cape. I don't remember which other province as well, but mainly they said it's as far as, is it Mozambique? Outside South Africa. Then, but we are sure that we will get the money. Then he will assign his lawyers. He will arrange a meeting that investors come and meet the lawyers. Then a meeting was arranged with lawyers. I didn't go there, but some members of the committee, including Lola, attended that meeting. They came with a briefing that indeed they met the lawyers. Lawyers assured us that we'll get the money. There was a form, the power of attorney form.
Yes.
Which all investors were requested to fill their details and send the forms directly to the lawyers. The lawyers will come back to us. We kept on making follow-ups. I've been there was a stage where I've been making follow-up personally. They kept on telling me that the person who's handling the matter is not in the office. He will come back to me. They take a message. I called since from last year. I've been calling almost on monthly basis until end of 2019. Then in the beginning of this year, I started calling bi-monthly. There was a stage where I then sent an email because they kept on telling me that the person is not in. The person is not in. They will give him the message, but they never gave him a message. They never came back to me.
Okay.
Then I even sent an email to say whatever time, whatever day he will be in the office, let him call me. I want feedback on the issue because he confirmed that he's been assigned to deal with the matter.
Okay.
I want feedback. So he never came back to me. He said it's Matopo attorneys. It's based in Joburg.
Okay.
So that's where the matter is, because the head office, they even sent letters signed by Evangelist Fritz. He's one of the head office pastors, where he indicated that the prophet is taking the matter upon himself. He will ensure that we get our money, because people who paid their money expecting yield or expecting returns, they must be paid.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how far it's gone. With the group, as I said, we organized ourselves here in Nelspruit.
Like how many are you in that? How many are you in that group that invested money?
Yeah. The number.
Just tell me, give me a figure.
It's a very, very, very huge number. I think I can, if I can just thumb suck, if I remember the list. The list, if I remember, it's about over 500 people.
Over 500 people from
Yes.
Nelspruit that invested in this business.
Yes.
Yeah, we say Nelspruit because Nelspruit is an anchor. There are others from other centers like Nkomazi, Bushbuck Ridge, Machado, that part,
around the
Butler's
province.
and the like. Yes. Mainly in the low felt.
And these over 500 people that invested, what sort of figures are we talking about individually invested? I'm sure there's people that invested $1 million.
There are those like as you indicated, over 100,000 investment. Others, if I remember well, there is somebody who invested 500,000. Others invested 10,000, and I remember seeing a slip for somebody who paid 5,000. But yeah, that's the minimum I have seen. But around there, others, as I indicated, 50,000, 100,000, 300,000. Yes, different figures. Huge sum, because I remember at some stage it was amounting to, I think, 6 million.
No, 10 million.
No,
10 million. 11 million.
11, yes.
11 million. Okay.
Yeah.
Ray, let me speak to your wife because I can hear her in the background. Let me talk to her. May, how are you?
How are you, sir?
I'm good. Well, what actually allowed you as a family to even invest in a business, this kind of business? Why did you decide to do that?
You know, sir, we had some projects in the house that we wanted to fast track. And when we heard about this opportunity, it was sort of something that will make us finish our projects in the house. So because we never knew that it will be a scam like this, we tried our luck. We took our bonuses, we took our school fees for our kids. As a family, we invested 40,000 in all. So in a hope that it will come back a package, sort of. So that's how it happened.
So it was your bonuses from work and also money that was supposed to go towards your children's school fees. You decided to invest because you trusted the people involved.
No, we trusted them because they said it will just mature fast. They were saying it won't take so long. So we saw an opportunity that we can just do it. We can make our things happen. Yeah.
How has that affected your lifestyle as a family and your faith? Do you still go to ECG?
Yeah, we continued to go to ECG because it affected our lifestyle, because as I'm talking now, we are back. I don't know what to say. Our school fees for our kids, we are behind. As I'm saying, we used to pay our school fees using our bonuses. We took our bonuses and put them there. We've got cars that we are paying. We've got bonds, houses that we are paying, you know. So, hey, it's all that.
Can you tell me what you do? What is your occupation? What is your husband's occupation? What do you guys do professionally?
We are public servants.
Okay, so you just work with your public servants. Okay, I understand
Yes,
that. So
yes.
you're not even like corporate people that would probably
No.
earn a lot more. You know, so every rand is very important to you, isn't it?
No, every rand is very important for us. We are just public servants and we are not in that big positions.
When you went to
Yeah.
meet Bushiri in Johannesburg, in Pretoria, did you go with the team?
Yes, I was part. We went with my husband with the Nelspred team.
We organized.
Okay.
We organized. They organized Kumbis. They
Everybody.
organized common transport
Yes.
going there. Yes.
So when you sat in front of, in that meeting and Bushiri was speaking, promising that, your monies are going to be, make sure you get your money back. Were you convinced because it was coming from him, or were you still doubting?
Myself, I want to talk for myself.
Yes.
I was trusting that he is saying something that he will do, because he said he never knew about it. He never knew that we have been scammed. Actually, we are not alone, as my husband has indicated that a lot of people have been involved in this thing of MCS. Yes. So he assured us that he will take this matter up. So we never argued with him because we trusted that he will just do it. Because he said he will assign his lawyers to take this matter up. Then they will update us. But it was never like they've said.
Okay, just hold on. I'll get back to you now. Lola, are you there? You invested 50,000, and you were very much involved in the whole project. You invested 50,000, right? Why did you invest that sort of money?
I invested because, when you go to a church and when you go to a church, you go a place where you find peace. You will never think that you will find somebody to crook you in a church. And when I get there, being foreigner, living in another country, I even convinced my husband to give me that money, because we're working and it's like we are struggling, to be true.
And just to make it clear, Lola is originally from Mozambique, but she is based in Mpumalanga province. Yes, continue.
Yes, my husband is a plumber and it's waking up every day early to go and work. And with his money, we need to pay school for my brothers, his family, and they're outside the country. We came here because we need to do something to manage to survive. And I convinced him to give me the money to invest, because it was like we're going to get a return, and the huge amount of money that they're promising us, we'll be able to do something that will help us. You won't go out and work hard every day. It will manage our lives. So
what work do you do, Lola?
Come again?
What's your job? What's your where do you work? Were you working then, or you were not working then when you invested that money?
I'm working. I have a saloon.
Okay.
Yes. I have a saloon, and we gathered the money with my husband. We invested the money. After we invested the money was just vanished like that. And now we are stuck. We don't know what to do because it was the money that we used to keep for anything that if happened, we pay the school of the children's. And now we don't have anything. We are back to square one.
Now tell me, when you guys decided to invest, who pitched the idea of this MCS business investment scheme to you guys? Was it the pastor of ECG's branch, that's Bushiri's pastor, or who pitched it, and how did they pitch it to you?
I was a treasurer in the church by then, and when they called me to invest it, I didn't want to, because I never believe in investing money. I never done such a thing. But the pastor called me aside and convinced me, Florida, if you have any money, it was CS Salvation by then. Florida, if you have money, I'm giving you an opportunity to be rich. I'm giving you an opportunity to change your life. Just invest in the amount of money that you have, and it will change your life. And you will stop being here, because I was having a problems in the church. Everyone didn't want me next to them because I'm foreign, I'm from Mozambique. So everyone was creating me problems. So the pastor called me aside and told me that, you know what, let's do this, it will help you, and people will look you differently. I never know, and I never thought that it could be such a kind of scheme.
And I'm actually trying to get the slip of, this is the slip of somebody that paid 100,000 rand. I think I had this is somebody that paid 150,000 rand. And this was when you make that payment, EFT, 50% investment, and that's the letterhead there. I'm actually trying to get your own slip. I saw you send me your slip where you make the deposit and you also made a payment. But all this you see here are people who has paid monies in, and these are lists of the people. Ray spoke about of over 500 people. These are the lists. These are just some of the lists. Now you were the treasurer, in that church, in that branch. So the pastor there then was called Sia Salvation, right? He was the pastor of Bushiri's church, the branch where you were.
Yes.
Now, when you invested, you were the treasurer, so you must have an idea how many people invest and how much they invest. I remember you told me one time that there was somebody that actually invested 1 million rand into this.
Yes, there's a woman in church who was convinced to quit her work and get her pension money to put in the church. So she divided the money into her husband, and the children's. So she invested 1 million rand.
So she quit her job. She took the money and split it between her husband and her children, and then took her own share, 1 million rand. Now she's without a job, and then she put in 1 million rand.
She's crying every day. And to make her keep quiet, they gave her a position in the church so that she must not leave the church and she doesn't talk.
She's still at the church now.
She's still at the church now.
Now tell me about some of the figures that people, I look at the list that you guys sent me, and I saw quite a lot of figures. And you were saying that even the total in itself is that was invested by that group, this group that we're talking about, is about 11 million rand. Tell me about it.
Yes, it is. It's difficult for me to say it, but there are a lot of people that they invested money in different places, because we have a branch which is Nelspruit, and then we have home cells. In home cells, they have each and every home cell has its own pastor, and then that pastor was collecting money from people to invest. What is more sad on this story? There are places where it's a rural place. There are people that they only earn 1,000 rand because it's their how do you call it? It's their pension money. It's the money that they get monthly. But because of here this opportunity, they took that money to go and give to the pastor, thinking that they will get something to change their life, and they didn't get anything in return. So it's very sad.
So we're talking about people using their pension money. We're talking about people quitting their job to put in the money. We're talking about people like Ray and his wife, who took their bonuses, their kids' school fees, and put it in. We're talking about, people who
And
basically
because of all of that, there are people who died, there are people who are sick, there are people who are in hospital because of depression, and they don't have how to survive today because of this situation.
So some people were affected mentally. They were depressed. Some people died, from just, the shock and just hopelessness. And you told me about a certain person who actually was on wheelchair. They got stroke because of the money they invested and the depression. They got stroke and they were in a wheelchair and they're struggling to walk today.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
When did you
There
guys?
is a woman.
A woman, yeah.
Come
Tell me
again?
about it. Tell me about it.
There is a woman. There is a woman who stay in hospital, leave hospital with a wheelchair. Today she's trying to walk, but she's still not yet fine.
And she lost money.
A lot of money. She's one of the people that they quit their job.
I see. So because it's more like hopelessness. She doesn't have a job. She doesn't have her money. First, she quit her
Yes.
job, taking the money and put in the money, investing and hoping she's gonna get some sort of 100% or so into the business, MCS, which is Bushiri's business, using his pastors and his branches of his churches to raise this money. And then she got the shock of her life. Nothing came forward. Now she's left with nothing, and the shock and just affected her.
That's true. It's what happened to her.
Tell me about the time that you guys got to the time where you realized that, look, this money is not coming back and we need to do something about it. When did you guys get to that place?
Actually, we never thought that the money will never come back. Because when you go to a church, let me start by saying that the prophet has something on him. I don't know what it is, but he has something on him. It's somebody who can approach to you. It's somebody who can make you believe on him. Him and his pastors are like that. You love them. You love what they do. You love their lies. And after that, when they can approach you to tell you that we have an investment, come and invest, they sweet the words and they sweet your mind. You end up falling to that trap. But after we see that there was no money coming back, we tried to go to Pretoria. We went to Pretoria to go and see if we can get any answer, if we can get somebody to help us, because on the beginning we thought that was the pastor who creating a problems. We never thought that the thing was too big the way it is today. We went to Pretoria. We tried to find another pastors, the pastors that they were representing Bushiri there. We went to them. We spoke to them. They tell us they didn't know about it. We went to several meetings with them, and they never give us a good answer. It was just a sort of hope. We always come back with that hope, holding in something that was not even in our hands, until the day we went to meet Bushiri personally, and he promised us that he will fix it. But myself, I will talk about me. When I came back home that day, I didn't have that much hope, because if you are a man, I will give you an example. If you are a man, you have 5 wives, and your wives, each and every day when you go to each wife house, you get that there's something new inside the house. One bought a car, the other one bought a new dress. If you don't ask where they get those things, It's because you are concerned about it. It's because you are concerned about it. So if you are concerned about it, there's something that you earn on it. So when I saw Bushiri's answer that day, I came back hopeless. It's whereby I decided that I should give myself time and leave the church.
Tell me about his answer that day when you had that meeting, when you as a group now went to Pretoria and then you had a meeting with him. He was present. What did he say exactly? And what made you think, well, I don't think, we're going to get our money back? What was the impression you got yourself?
He said, my sons and daughters, I didn't know about this. He started to shout the pastor because the pastor was there already. He shouted him, I didn't know about this, and I will help you. I will talk with the lawyers of the church, and the lawyers of the church, they will come to you. They will fix everything. They will stand for you in court. We will take this matter to court.
Why do you have to take the matter to court when he is involved in the business? Is he not involved in the business? Did he tell you he wasn't involved in the business?
He said that he wasn't involved. He doesn't know. He knows nothing about it. It was his first time to hear it.
But when the pastors were telling you about the business, what did they tell you before you invested?
It was before we invested. He came to the church, Pastor Mgibe, who introduced the business to all of us. And then after he left,
saying what about the business? That where's the business from? Who is the head leader of the business?
He was the main person. Yes, he was saying that he was the main person. He has a business, and his church was growing, and people were buying expensive cars because of this business. So we should go for it because it's something that's going to change our lives. They don't want poor people in the church. We must all be rich.
And as of then,
with that money, we are supposed to invest. We get our profit, and then we will be able to help build the church. Which is, you get your profit on the money, and then you take some of the money to help build the church.
I see. And you guys were not aware that MCS in itself is a company that is registered, and the directors of that company are Bushiri and his wife, Mary. Were you guys aware of that?
No, we were not.
Yeah.
No, we were not aware.
Yeah, because Ray, go ahead.
What we knew, or what I to know was that it's Mr. Mgibe's company.
Okay.
Investment. He was having offices. There's somebody told me that at some stage he went to Mr. Pastor Mkiba's office in Paraburo. But when people started not getting their money after the lapse of the period, those offices were no longer there. So we were not personally up to now. I've never seen anything that says it was.
It's my first time to hear that Bushiri and his wife, they're the directors of the company.
I even went to their website. The person I saw was Pastor Mkibe.
Do you have a copy of the company registration of MCS?
No, we only have the form.
Good. So I suggest you check out. It's simple. You can Google it with CIPC and check out who are the directors of that company. Then you would see another revelation there. That's why the police and the Hawks had to pick them up. We're getting a feedback from your side, Ray. Your phone is making some noise.
Okay. Well, how is it now? Is it fine now?
Yeah, it's fine now. It's still making some noise. So, Lola, Now,
Yes.
when you guys invested all this money, and you guys believe that there's going to be some sort of what do you call it? Some sort of profit. You're going to get 100% for your investment. You're going to get 50%. How many percent were you supposed to get with your investment and your husband of 50,000 rand?
We invested to the 100%.
Okay, how does it work? So if you're going to get 100%, how much are you going to get, and how long is it going to take you to get that?
100% of each monthly payment, which is, if you invested 50,000, the following month, the 100% of 50,000 is 100,000. But you cannot take that money for a period of 6 months. If you invested 50,000, month end you get 100,000. They will invest again. Automatically, that money will be invested again, and then the following month it will be 200,000.
200,000.
At the end
yes.
of and then on the third month you will get 400. On the fourth month you will get 800,000. On the fifth month you get 1.6
million.
And then you double on the sixth month, you double the 1.2 million.
3.2 million.
That was it.
So you pay 50,000 in 6 months, you invest 50,000 in 6 months, you get 3.2 million. But I mean, that is not, I mean, which sort of business would you ever invest 50,000 and then in 6 months you get 3.2 million? Maybe that should be a drug business, but I don't see any other business where you invest that kind of money and expect that kind of profit.
They introduced us a forex trading. They teach us how they teach us how you trade money. So they make us believe that the money was being invested in a forex. And when they invest the money in a forex, they can make millions of rands per day. So for us, it was easy to say it's okay. It's something that can happen.
So the whole
because
thing
in a forex business, the way they teach us, the way they introduce us, they even call people to come and show us and teach us how to trade by ourselves. So when you learn how to trade, you can see that it's possible to make money, and it's also possible to lose a lot of money in just 1 minute. They convince us that our money, it will never be gone. The person that they will be working with them, they will have a brokers. These brokers, they will never let our money go. Even if you don't get your profit, but at least that money that you invested, it will be there. So you can try again. That is the way they convinced us.
So it never occurred to you that it's too good to be true. You invest 50,000 rand in January, and by July you get 3.2 million rand. It never occurred to you that this is just too good to be true. I know, and they brought in forex into the church. Is that? Yes. I mean, I'm not saying people shouldn't do business. Christians shouldn't do business. Yes, Ray. Yes.
If I can come in, the indication was that there are people who dedicate their time doing the forex trading.
The trading for you.
Yes, for members of the church. They also said that MCS also invest in mining and logistics company, which those company before COVID and some times back, they were making a lot of money. So some of us, like myself, I grew up in a church. When somebody come in a church and say there is this opportunity, I never, in my age, I never thought in a church there can be this massive scam. And there are other people. There are people who invested their money before us. Because Mina, if I may tell you, it took me long time before.
Ray, hold on. Are you close to a TV or any electronic or laptop? Because there's some sort of feedback from
How is it now?
from your phone.
Because my phone is on the charger.
Because we want to hear you really well. You are saying something very important there, and we want to make sure you're clear.
Hear me now. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, my phone is in a charger. Maybe that's Hello?
We cannot hear you. There's another phone ringing.
No, it's not mine.
Okay, we cannot hear you really clearly, but just go ahead and we see.
Yeah, I was saying I never thought it took me a long time before it took me long time before we commit our money there, because we were waiting for people to see people who did get their payout. And indeed, we saw some who indicated to us that they received their money after they invested. Because they said in some instances, it doesn't take you that 6 months.
6 months, okay?
Sometimes get your money before that.
Okay.
So as soon as I have members of the church who said they did get their money, then I started thinking that no, it's a legitimate transaction.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
So in all of this, the pastors that came to you,
yes,
they told you, because I've seen videos of, I wish I actually had the video here so I can play it, of Bushiri introducing the church in Pretoria to forex trading. Have you seen that video?
Yes.
Yes.
Introducing them to forex trading and making sure that they invest just so they can be rich and live like him, right? So I'll tell you something about this whole thing. You would think the pastors, the local pastors, are only the ones involved, but no, it comes from the top, because they would not be allowed to introduce you. The head, Bushiri, would not allow them to introduce you to a business idea, to forex trade, to an investment idea, if he doesn't give them the permission, if he doesn't have something to gain out of it. So I'm just putting that to you just so you know, just so you know that he knows.
Personally, I suspected that he might be, because if he didn't know, they would have been expelled long time ago.
It's simple. So your calculation is right. So the whole idea of him talking to the pastors, he doesn't know about it, that you guys have not been paid and all that. I will tell you, based on my investigation, all that is a setup, is part of the strategy. Because they've used your money for something else, for themselves. They don't have monies to pay you. They don't even intend to pay you, right? And now they just need to give you a reason. They even organize an attorney to help you. Florida, Lola, tell me about the attorney. They even organize an attorney to help you. Isn't that really deceitful, that they would even tell you, no, let's organize an attorney for you to go fight for you and get your money back, whilst they're the ones who took your money? He's the one who took your money. He's the culprit. That's why he's the one that's been arrested today. Tell me about the whole legal attorney thing, Lola.
Yeah, they ask us to sign some documents to give power to the Antonis so that they can stand for us. It's what they've been telling us. So we all signed those documents and sent them back, but we
Yes,
didn't get any
I
return until
I have
today.
copies. I think I have copies of those. You send me copies of those signed documents. I guess it seems like this is the one that you
No,
appointed.
it's
Yeah,
not.
go. Okay. You send me
The one
those. I
is
have
the
it
power
somewhere.
of Antony. It's been written power of Antony on top.
Okay. Go ahead.
So they gave us those documents, but there's no return until today. When you ask them, they will tell you, no, Mugibi is in prison, and they will collect all his assets. After that, they will sell them, and then we will tell you people something when we have answers. But until today, there's no answers. And
Now,
I guess that Pastor Mugibi was in prison for his own mistakes, not
tell us,
because of the investment.
not because of the investment. Okay. What did Pastor Ngibi do, and where is he now? Why is he in prison? He was the pastor in charge of Nelspret, Pastor Bushiri's church in
No,
Nelspret.
he was the pastor in charge in Nelsprit was
See your salvation.
Fear Salvation, and
Okay.
Mugibi was the pastor of Palabura.
Okay.
I think that
So,
if you go a little bit back, he was arrested last year or last of last year, if I'm not mistaken. He was arrested.
okay. Now, Sia Salvation was the pastor in charge of Nelspret. So he was like the overseer, sort of in that regard. Where is Sia Salvation today? Because he was the one that initiated all this. Where is he today?
Is the one that is preaching in Pretoria now.
So
Because his father is the
he's the
one
one
preaching in
preaching
Pretoria
in
now.
Pretoria now that Bushiri is in prison. He's the one
Yes.
leading Pretoria now.
Yes.
The same person that took monies from people in Nelspret.
Now he's preaching in Pretoria.
Now
Living
he's
his whole
preaching in
life.
Pretoria.
Living his whole life.
Living his whole life. They took about 11 million rands from just the Nelspret in Pumalanga area. And
Yes.
Bushiri, you had a meeting. He said he's not aware of it. Never punished him, but now he's the one leading in Pretoria.
The punishment was taking him from Nelspruit to Pretoria so that we must not get to him and make noise to him.
Now, is
That's
that
why he
even a
took him from
punishment?
Nelspruit.
That's a
Yes, it's a
promotion for me. That's
punishment.
not a punishment. That's a promotion. No,
Yes, it
that's a
was a
promotion.
promotion because it was just a pastor, and then when he went to Pretoria, he became a seer.
So that's a promotion. It's a promotion because he was able to defraud you and get 11 million rand of all of you, and Bushiri was happy with that, obviously, and said, "Look, come here, come to the head office, come to the headquarters of the church." That's why you see him today. He's the one preaching, not any other person. He's the one preaching because Bushiri has been in prison now for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, this is sad. Very sad.
So what did your husband tell you after you put in money there? You were the one that convinced your husband to put in money there. And what did he tell you?
He wanted to leave me.
He wanted to divorce you.
Yes, he wanted to divorce me because of this issue. But he ended up saying, mistake is a mistake. You put money, you didn't know that they will rob you. It's fine. Let's try again. We will see what we will do with our lives.
So he wanted to divorce you because obviously he trusted, and then, I mean, your husband is a plumber, so he works hard to earn that kind of money, and you take in the money you put in there. You were the one that convinced him because you are the church's treasurer.
I was the one I'm the only one going to that church. He didn't even like that church. I'm the one going to that church. So I convinced him. So now
So since you are the church treasurer, you must know something about the finances of the church in ECG Church in Nelspruit. Tell me about that.
What do you want to know?
Tell me. Tell me what. Tell me. We're here to talk honestly and openly. Tell me, was money missing? Were they using the money the way that they should? How much money do you guys does come in? That's why you said
that is never happen in the church. Even now, they're busy asking people to contribute money to build the church. That is not even there. It will never happen.
So you guys had contributed money whilst you were there. You, as a treasurer, they contributed money to build the church.
No, I heard that they're contributing now. That time it was. I mean, I was the treasurer. The time when there were this investment scheme. After that, I left the church. I think that I have 2 years now without going to church. I stopped.
For 2 years, you don't go to church? Not even the one close to your house?
Not even the one close to my house, because I'm disappointed. For me, they are all the same. If I want to pray, I pray in my own house.
Well, let's begin to bring it to a close. Ray, are you there now?
Yes, I'm there.
Yes. Yeah, we're still getting that feedback from your telephone. Now,
maybe I put it in a charger, but there is
okay. Have you charged it a little bit? Can you take it off a bit for a few minutes?
Because I think it's
12%.
Yeah, let me take it out. At 12% you can talk. Yeah. How is it?
Yeah,
now?
let's take it out. Yes,
I just took it out. Is it better?
Yeah,
now?
just change location. Let's see. Just move around.
Okay.
I don't know where you were the first time when we spoke.
Yeah, I was driving, but now I'm in the house. Hello?
Yeah?
Can you hear me? Now?
Yeah, we can hear you, but the feedback is still there a little bit.
Because now where I'm getting to, there is a TV next to it. How about this spot?
Yes, I think this spot.
Perfect.
Yeah, is we're still getting it.
How about now? I just went back a few steps.
Okay,
How is it?
Yeah,
now?
let's try it then. Let's just make it brief. I don't think we're gonna be able to solve it. Let's try it and make it brief. So, some of the people that lost money, Ray, what have they been going through? People that you know, maybe friends and family members.
Oh, I heard about others who passed away, others who are having problems within their families. As Lola, some they were married, but their spouses were not part of the church. So relations, from what I heard, relations were not are not good. Others took their retirement funds, others retrenchment funds. There is a woman who just told me that she took the payout of her late husband. She called it money for her kids. She took the payout. She's old. She took the payout to invest it so that it makes a lot of money. But now she's back to where she is, and she doesn't have a home. All those kind of things.
Yeah, there's been quite a few older people investing in this. People getting their pension and just taking their whole life savings and put it in, isn't it?
Even widows.
Widows.
Yes. So it was a very diabolic scheme that doesn't wear any human face.
Yes. I must say to you guys, I said it earlier, I'm not sure you heard me. I must say to you guys, I've spoken to a captain with the Hawks uh, this evening before this interview about your situations, and I'm gonna connect you guys to them just so they would add you guys to part of the investigation. Um, as time goes on, because you guys have all your proofs. I've gone through all the documentation that Lola sent me, and I definitely is legit, and also the list and all that. But let me go to Lola. Lola, now what? I don't even know what to say now. People are just commenting. You must see the comment that people are, what people are actually, saying and sympathizing with you guys, and some of them even concerned about your safety. But the truth is, when you have to share the truth, like you guys are sharing the truth, is the right thing to do. And whatever sort of fear that you carry, you need to forget about fear. Prophet Bushiri, as they call him, for me, I call him false prophet Bushiri. He has taken me to court several times. His attorney, his lawyers have called me several times. I've been threatened, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't share the truth. You guys have made mistakes. You guys have lost money. You almost lost your marriage, Lola. Some people are sick and some people are dead because of just the devastation of just the money that they put in, which is just totally uncalled for. They were deceived into doing that, and they put in money. Some of them, that's like their last money, obviously. We're not talking about rich, and I want everybody that was watching to understand, we're not talking about people who are rich here that put in that money. We're talking about people who put in their last money, or people who put in, look, this is the money that we have, let's put it in, hoping that we're going to cash it. This Forex business or this investment scheme, whatever, is going to reap some sort of fruit. It's going to yield some sort of 100%, sort of like a profit. So that's the kind of people that we're talking about. And you had Ray say, there are widows who actually cash in everything and put it on. There are pensioners who took everything and put it in. So these are the kind of people that we're talking about. Now, if that doesn't break your heart, I don't know what else would ever break your heart. And if you ask me why I do what I do, it's because of people like that. It's because of people who are vulnerable, people don't get to hear their voices, people who are somewhere in a small town or in a village somewhere. Those are the kind of people that we should be worried about. And some of you were like, well, nobody forced them to invest, or they invested. How can you even invest this? You see, we're all different. Your reason for not investing and my reason for investing would never be different. For you, it would never make sense, but it makes sense for the other person. So we just have to put ourselves in their shoes and try to understand that. That is very important, because the Bible is very clear. Actually, let me put this scripture here in the book of Leviticus chapter 19, verse 11. It says, do not steal, do not lie, do not deceive one another. And for me, this whole, MCS investment Forex thing that started from the top, which is Bushiri himself, and using his foot soldiers, his pastors, to execute this and to accumulate millions, just from Mpumalanga, part of Mpumalanga alone, they got 11 million. If you're in the US or wherever, I'm sure there's people from the US. So we're talking about almost like 650, 700,000 US dollars, just from one part of a province, not even the whole country. And there are 9 provinces in South Africa. So you can imagine, people from East London has called me to complain the same thing. Now, the Leviticus 19:11 is very clear. Do not steal, do not lie, do not deceive one another. And that's what I see around this whole Forex thing, that I when I listen to Lola and Ray speak, they've been deceived. They've been lied to over and over again. They've been deceived to say, look, put in this amount of money and you are going to get this percentage of profit. And all that was a lie, because that wasn't the plan. The plan is to just take and rip them off, and they stole from them. If our hearts don't go out to the vulnerable, then there is going to be a problem. And I told Lola, there's a lady who actually was in a wheelchair. She was depressed, got stroke because she lost money and all that. I told her, look, if you can speak to her, we can do a special program and we can actually try to see how we can raise some money for her, using the Nehemiah project. A lot of you guys know about the Nehemiah project. Is what we do once a month. We bring somebody who's lost a lot from the church, who's been abused by the church and lost money, who's not been treated by the church well and lost money. So we all can raise some sort of money to support them. We did that excellently with Sipu Seatley, who was the drummer and also the sound guy for J Israel, who was left on the street with his wife and 2-year-old baby. We raised so much money. Right on this program, actually, somebody offered them a job, both of them. Now they have a job. Somebody offered them free accommodation for a month. And that's what I'm saying we should do. Now, we all need to come together and be able to do that. Lola, in closing, for you, what would you have done differently if you were to do this all over again? And where do you hope to get your money back, or you've given up?
Come again?
In closing, what would you do differently if you were to do and to take your money and invest in this again? And do you hope to get your money? Do you still think you're going to get your money back, or you've given up and that you're never going to get your money back?
I have hope that I will get my money back, because that it will change a lot on me. There's a lot of things that they stuck because I invested that money and I didn't get anything in return. So I still have hope, a light somewhere saying that one day the money will come back. And what I want to say is that I have nothing against him. I have nothing against Bushiri. I have nothing against salvation. The only thing I want, and speaking of myself, it's my money back.
Mm-hmm.
If I can get that, life goes on. But if not, God can make a justice for me. That is fine also.
And you are ready to talk to the police and give your side of the story with all your evidences of payment, just to make sure that you did make payment?
Yes, I'm ready. What I want is my money. If they ask me to give them the proof, I will give to them. What I want in return is my money, nothing else. I will speak. I will speak for myself. I will tell them my story. I will tell them what is happening to me, because what I want is the money back only.
Okay. And you, Ray, and your wife?
Yes.
Do you think you're ever gonna get your money back?
Yeah, I think we will, especially because the prophet said he will get it, and I heard that he's making a lot of money on monthly basis. There are other groups that invested before us. They told us that they got their money. They had to fight for it, to be honest.
But this is 3 years later. You still don't have your money.
Yes. But if we have God in South Africa, I think there must be a way of us getting it. Especially if it's people who have assets that can be taken, sold out to defray whatever is there, because we have the documents, and we are talking about the church. It's one of the, I think it's one of the richest church in the world.
Do you think they're rich? They're not. The church is not rich. Certain individuals are rich.
Yes, those individuals.
They stole your money. That's why they're rich. But the church is not rich.
So what do you think? Do you think we will not get?
I think some of you guys would not get your money back. I have to be honest with you. Some of you guys would get your money, depending on how the case goes. On Wednesday, he's going try to get bail. He might get bailed, and when he get bailed, obviously he's gonna try to make sure he pays certain people. But remember, his money was made from your money, so he doesn't have money, and he's not gonna give you all his money. He's taking some of his money to Malawi. He's taking some of his money to Dubai. He's taken some of his money to Spain. He's bought hotels and invested. So he's not going to do that because he doesn't want to live poor. He wants to fly in a private jet. He wants to live. He wants to drive a Maserati. He wants to buy a Maserati for his daughter. He wants to wear expensive clothes. But he has to use your money to do that. So unfortunately, because he has to live that kind of life, now he has to fight in court. He has to get the best lawyers. So he needs money to do that. And his church may shut down. He has problems with his immigration. He's not in the country legally, and his wife. So obviously, if the Minister of Home Affairs of South Africa said he's here illegally, so whatever happens, they're going to send him out of the country. So the church is going to crash. So he would have to save money. He wouldn't want to live like you are living. No, he wouldn't want to struggle to pay his kids' school fees like you are struggling, because that's not what he wants to do. That's why he stole money from you. And Prophet Bushiri is not a man of God. End of story. So he's only going to take from you. He's not going to give back, because that's his intention from the beginning. Forget about what you heard about him. He's a man of God. He's this. He's not a man of God. He's a thief. He's a criminal. He's a charlatan. End of story. I know girls who have come to me that have kids for him. So why should I follow that kind of leader? I visited a girl who has the baby for him. I held the baby.
Yeah, I saw some on the web, even in Malawi.
I'm talking about here in Pretoria here. This girl had abortions. She had abortions for him. His brother was in Nelspruit, isn't it? Is it Nelspruit or Polokwane? His younger brother.
The one that they call Shama.
Yes, years ago.
Yes, he was here.
He's in Zambia now, right?
Yes.
Yes. Shama, Bushiri's younger brother, this girl used to be his girlfriend. She got pregnant for him, aborted the baby, had complications with the abortion. Shama left to Zambia, and she was having some problems with her womb. People in Nelspruit told her, come to Pretoria, speak to the brother so he could help him. He could help you. She came, she spoke to the brother, she managed to see him. He asked her to go see a gynecologist. He paid everything. Everything was sorted, and he started sleeping with her. I'm not telling you things that I created, right? I'm not telling you things that I created. I'm telling you things that this girl herself told me. And he knows that I know. Bushiri knows that I know. I'm actually maybe I should do a whole program around that. I've actually never mentioned that. I have a photo of the child with me. And now you call him a man of God. Now you think you're going to get your money back from a crook?
Jesus.
I'm surprised you actually take him seriously. He's a magician. He's not a man of God. So I pray for you guys. I pray that you would find peace, and everybody around your group of over 500 people or so that has invested money. I pray that you would be able to, you'll be able to sort yourself out. I pray that you would somehow, if possible, for some of you guys to get your money back, which I think is very impossible for all of you guys. I don't even think 50% of you guys will get your money back, because your money has been spent on women, has been spent on hotels. It's part of your money. Probably they bought the private jet that he bought. That's just the way. All the Maseratis for his daughters or whatever, it's part of your money. Don't believe him saying he makes his own money in Forex and all that. That's a lie. It's a cover up. to make you think like he's made. He's self-made. He's not self-made. But I would speak to you, Lola. Afterwards, I would send you the number of a captain with the Hawks, with the police who are spoken to, so you can get in touch with them. And all this documentation of your group, I'm sure is going to help them with their investigation also. And I want to thank everybody for I mean, we have about 1,300 people watching right now, and the other people that are going to watch later. Thank you so much, especially the guys watching on YouTube who have subscribed. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Solomon's Temple. Please tag people right now. Tag people that you know they need to watch this video and listen to Ray and Lola and their story. This is their story, individual story, what happened to them and their money. You know, please tag other people just so they would do that and share. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I thank everybody for being subscribing. I've only been, I normally just talk about this on Facebook and all that kind of stuff, but I started this YouTube channel about 6 months ago, not even 6 months ago, I think 4 months ago in July. And there've been about almost 12,000 subscribers. So I really want to thank you guys because we have to learn from each other. We have to share the truth. One thing I try to do is to investigate and ask questions. And that's what I'm going to do. And that's what I'm going to keep. I'm going to keep doing. We don't just, we're not just talking about false prophets like Bushiri and charlatans and pastors, fake pastors, but we also discuss issues. So there's a lot of videos on my YouTube channel that you're going to find, you know, resources that is really going to be of tremendous benefit to you. So please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Ask other people to do that. I really appreciate that. There's a story of, you know, a group of people in Nelspruit who have lost money. Collectively, they invested over 11 million rand 3 years ago from 2017. This is 2020. They still don't have their money. They still don't have their money nor the profit that is supposed to come out of their investment in this forex business that was introduced to them by a man who is a pastor of Bushiri, who today is the one leading the church and preaching on TV and everywhere whilst Bushiri is in prison. It's like, how does that really make sense? You know, and Bushiri has done everything. That's his part of his trick. He will try to do everything to exempt himself from being a part of that. You know, he will pretend, but behind the scene, he's the one, you know, navigating and calling the shots and collecting the millions. So let's keep praying. Let's pray that justice will prevail at the end of the day. Whether Bushiri gets his bail on Wednesday or not get his bail on Wednesday. But let's pray that justice will prevail, that, you know, the police will find really concrete evidences and be able to put it out there, because we cannot just continue like that. You know, people have been taken advantage of. People have died as, you know, they're depressed because they invested money and that's their last money ever. Money they've worked for the last 60 years, and now they cash in their pension and invested in this sort of like scheme introduced to them by pastors, by ECG, and then sadly they lost everything. How do you want them to continue living life? How would they feed themselves? How would they clothe themselves? It's so sad, isn't it? But this is just one of it. But Ray, I want to thank you, Ray, for coming here and just sharing your story. Do you have any last word, Ray?
No, thanks a lot, Solomon. Thanks a lot for your effort. I will liaise because we liaise on regular basis with Lord.
Okay.
That captain, if he will want to talk to myself as well, I'm available.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, it's shocking and revealing what you said. But some of the things I've been suspecting it.
Yeah, I've been investigating Bushiri for the last, I think, 5 years. I've met him, I've sat down with him, I've told him, I met him about 4 years ago, and I told him to his face, you're not a man of God, and you're going to be in trouble if you don't do things right.
Yeah, he's in trouble already now. He's But
Thank you.
what I'm amazed is that why is he only, why not his lieutenants as well?
They're going to pick them up gradually.
Okay.
Remember, the business is not registered in the name of his lieutenants.
Okay.
The business was registered in his name, and his wife is also a co-director. And the girl that they picked up, the one that they always appear in court together, she's an accountant.
Okay.
So she's their accountant. So obviously, she's directly involved. But once investigation starts with informations like this from you guys in Nullspread, obviously, they're going to see that the network is huge, and there were foot soldiers, and these are his pastors in all the home cells of the churches that he used to mobilize the money and deceive people like you.
Okay. No,
So
thanks
thank
for
you. All right, great. Thanks a lot. And Lola, any last word from you?
I'm so shocked. I'm speechless. I'm really speechless. Thank you so much.
Why are you speechless?
And,
You think he's an angel? He keeps deceiving people on TV and wearing nice clothes. Criminals wear nice clothes too. Criminals carry Bibles too. Criminals also say 2020 is going to be a great year.
and looking to January, February, March, April, May, August.
Yeah, you know it.
My God.
So I suggest that you still go and look for a church, Lola. You haven't been to church for 2 years now. There are good churches. Not everything in church is something that we should just accept, but we must ask questions. But there are good churches out there. You just need to connect somehow, just so you can feed your spiritual life. But be careful, be careful. And I'm glad that your husband didn't divorce you because of the monies that you guys lost as a family, which he was very disappointed, because in the first place, he never trusted the church anyway.
But when it's like that, anything you do, remember my money that you're going to give your pastors.
You keep reminding you.
Yes, remember my money that you went to give your pastor. You cannot argue, you cannot say anything. You just keep quiet and watch, because you took the money and going to give to the pastors.
Yes.
And the pastor chopped the money.
Yeah. No, that's not a problem. God will help you. So Lola, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. And I will talk to you. I'll talk to you afterwards, and I will give you the contact of the captain with the Hawks that would connect you guys to the people who are investigating this whole thing with the police.
Okay, no problem.
So thank you guys. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Yeah. Good night. Thank you guys, everybody, for tuning in tonight to watch. I really want to appreciate every one of you, and for just taking the time to do this. And it's important for us to just keep helping each other. And we ask ourselves, how do we help each other? How do we keep talking about this? Because this is important. And let's keep praying. Let's keep hoping that justice will be done. And it's just shocking. But it's not really shocking, because I knew about all these schemes, I think about 2 years ago, all this Forex thing that they brought into church to deceive people and take money from people, which is like really sad. But we'll just keep talking about it, and we'll see how it goes. So thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you so much. Please make sure you tag people so they can watch this, and also share this with people. And importantly, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Solomon's Temple. Thank you. God bless you, and have a good night.